Yeah, well, you talk about the game against West Ham, and the reason that Arteta will feel they did enough was because they had so many shots without managing to score a goal, which is why they have been linked with a striker. Ivan Toney is the name that keeps getting mentioned, but whether it's him or whether it's someone else, even if Arteta says in this interview here, we're going to be doing it with the same players, do you suspect they'll be at least trying to bring in a striker?
Well, it's interesting you say that, because I actually wonder whether, you know, against West Ham, Jesus started as a number 9. Today, Nketiah started as the number 9. Jesus was brought on. But I'm wondering whether that's a reflection on what Arteta's thinking of doing moving forward into the new year, to finish off the season, to play a sort of a hybrid role. And yeah, I understand why people say they need a 9, but would a 9 change Arsenal's team right now? I'm not too sure. I think what they need is, I think they need midfield reinforcement in an offensive area. You could perhaps flirt with the idea of putting Jorginho alongside Rice and maybe pushing Rice a little bit further forward. But bringing the fullbacks inside, I think it's stifling Arsenal going forward. And Arteta said there he wanted to bring more players centrally, and Tomiyasu came on at half-time and did that. I think it's crowding it out. And I think if you're a number 8 as an offensive midfielder, you want space, you want time on the ball, you want to receive the ball on the back foot. Exactly what Fulham were doing out there today. That sort of, as a 4-3-3 looks on paper, that's how Fulham played it today, in the positions that they're in, Kearney and Iwobi. I look at Arsenal and go, you've got Odegaard and Havertz as the 2 number 8s, and I'm thinking, you need to get them on the ball. Odegaard goes and finds the ball wherever he wants. I think Havertz is very disciplined in his position. What's Havertz bringing to the team at the moment? Now, that's not me saying he's a bad player. I think he's got attributes, but I think his attributes are receiving the ball on the move and driving forward. And when you've got a fullback coming into the midfield and crowded out that area, has Havertz got room to operate? I don't think so. And I think Arsenal need to look around and go, OK, do we need a player in? Or can we adapt the system? Can we adapt the way that we play? Because I think that having those 2 losses against West Ham and then today at Fulham, I think that what they've given themselves a chance to do is reinstill. They're staying in the race, even by losing 6 points in the last 2 games. And I think it's a wake-up call, and they've got an opportunity, they've got a lifeline to stay in touch with where they should be.
Yeah, I think you're spot on about the fullback. I think it's a great point you make about the fullbacks. But if you look at the flip side, what, say, Spurs do, where they have Udogie and Porro coming in there, they're much more comfortable on the ball. Tomiyasu came into the midfield today and just looked like a fish up a tree. No, genuinely, I'm watching him going, what are you doing in here? You were just wandering around. And that's not his fault. He doesn't play there. He's a right back predominantly. And you're asking him to go and be a good midfield player. And it just looked wrong. And if I'm Rice or I'm Odegaard, I'll be like, just get out of my way. I don't need you in here. You're bringing more bodies in there. We're losing space. Stay out wide, and you can play. At least you keep whoever's against you out there, and then you can leave Martinelli one-on-one. But by you coming, it just thickens it all up, and it just didn't work at all. They have to be comfortable on the ball if they're going to do that.
They do.